It's awesome.
Oh, we could just get this country.
I know.
So they're having a little. Is it just for women, or is it?
No, it's for
comprehensive.
Kids, for the youth.
Oh, okay.
It's called. It's a sex ed manual called "Know It, Own It, Live It," and they're trying to get a handle on minimize sexually transmitted diseases and teen pregnancy there, and they are making a real effort at education. 419-page manual. And it's taken them 4 years to get this going. And so they're hoping that it's going to help the urban and rural poor communities and, improve life.
Yeah, here's another group of folks that are finally going, why don't we take this actual education out there and teach people about their bodies? And then we will learn, they will have more control, and then life will be better. I mean, education, it's so simple, and it's so difficult for a large portion of this country to understand. It's very frustrating.
Indeed. So this is a terrifying headline. This for any parent, I would think. Unsafe sex is linked to teen text, not sext, text addicts. So they're saying that kids who send more than 300 messages a day found to be more likely to catch an STD. They have drawn a correlation. How scary is that?
Well, I would assume that many texts is impulsive behavior, so it's going to move on. I'm sure they probably also have a crappy diet, drive poorly, and take other risks. I mean,
so do you have a limit on the number of texts and phone activity that your child has?
Nah.
No.
Nah, I was going through there. I've been yelling, whenever I run across particular articles like the 10 folks that just got kicked, had their acceptance letters from Harvard rescinded because of a horrible meme crap stuff they were doing, social media. I just send that along and go, for your information. Stuff like that.
So were they like bullying someone?
Well, it's hard to explain. There was a Facebook group or an Instagram group. I don't. It was a social media group for incoming freshmen.
Okay.
And in that group, so meet people, do stuff, talk about stuff, and there was a subgroup in which they started. And like I said, this was not public, but it was just a subgroup of folks that were just producing horrible memes. And they were sexist, they were racist, there were all these sort of things. And the school got a hold of this, and they went through and they actually rescinded acceptance letter,
great
from 10 folks. And people were like, blah, 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 First Amendment, blah, blah. Like, no. Are they in jail? No. Then their First Amendment rights have not been violated.
Right.
You do something asinine, there are consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So stuff like that, I go, for your information, kiddo, watch what you put out there. I tell her, I said, I don't want to see any pictures of you with a red Solo cup in your hand.
Right.
The stuff gets looked at.
Right.
Think long and hard. It's going to be out there forever, which is something that I have been just saying for a long, long time.
For sure. For sure. Wrapping up the stats in here, a little terrifying. This was a study of more than 1,200 school kids, average age 16. 1 in 3, or 34.5%, have had sex, and 1 in 8 had not used a condom. So they found a link between this excessive texting and unwanted pregnancies, and not using condoms, which goes along with that. But STIs follow. So just a word to the wise. And we have talked about this, but not for a very, very, very long time. And here's a moment where I wish Miss Megan was here, because this is one that would set her off, I guarantee you. Is vagina depression a real thing?
When I saw that, this is one thing I did Google, because I'm like, wasn't there an episode about this on Sex and the City? And that actually came up as one of the things I found, and that it has a name.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they had a Sex and the City episode about this years ago,
and I'm like. And I looked, I said, they haven't really come up with anything new. Wikipedia doesn't show anything particularly new about how do you think you pronounce that?
Which the
vulvodynia.
Vulvodynia?
Dynia.
Yeah, I think it would be vulvodynia.
Dynia, yes.
Characterized by persistent, unexplainable pain in the vulva and can become a long-term issue that causes a lot of distress. Well, hell yeah, I would think so. If my vulva was dynnying all over the place, I'd be upset. But I mean, they actually describe antidepressants for that.
But very mild ones. It's not like you're going to get the other ones. But what's really, I think they chose poorly in using the word depression.
Depressed?
Yes.
I would call it angry.
Yes. Irritated.
Yeah.
Cranky.
Unhappy.
Because it was something, like I said, there was a whole, there's like pages of it on Wikipedia, and they got the feeling of burning or irritation. And I'm thinking, yeah, that would be uncomfortable. And then you get checked for STDs and there's nothing. And then you end up with a possible biopsy to figure out what's going on. I said,
God.
Nothing about this sounds pleasant. And then as I'm going through this, they don't even really know how to deal with it.
I know.
And some folks aren't even taking it seriously. And I'm like, but if someone if someone is brave enough to wander to their physician and say, my vulva hurts, they're not making this up.
Right.
I mean, you're just not.
That's not in the typical toolbox for the average hypochondriac.
No.
Right.
No.
Right. I'm with you.
And and so trying to figure out what's going on there, but honestly, it's an area. I mean, you got tight jeans, you got incorrect underwear, you got a lot of things going on. I have no idea. They don't really know what causes it or how to get rid of it. I think the mild antidepressants probably just helps calm your nerves
and deal with it. Yeah, deal with the fact that your vulva's on fire.
And I'm like,
they did say wearing 100% cotton underwear, loose clothing, and avoiding scented hygiene products can also are recommended. But yeah, they don't really have a thing. So if your vagina is depressed, we sincerely feel for you.
Yeah, and certainly don't put any like ground up wasp nests up there. If that was from remember a couple of weeks ago.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. Natural. Yeah, no steaming it, no shoving in other stuff. No, keep the stuff away.
Yeah. And I mean, me who needs to carry an EpiPen. I mean, can you just imagine? No. That will not be going anywhere near the hoo-ha. Oh my God. Okay. So any updates from Fantasy Gifts today?
Well, we're, Tara and Liz came back from a small show, a couple, manufacturers. And that's why I said they saw these kits and we're not sure, but they saw some other things. And so most of the stuff's not available until September, October. And so we'll see what's coming in for the holidays. But mainly we're just going to be focused on Pride. Booth's going to be in the same area over across from on the north side, over across from the tennis courts. We always try and get in between the tree and the bench. There's a new person coordinating the festival this year, so I had sent an email going, "You gave us these numbers, but I need to be between the bench and the tree because we have the prize wheel. We have so much stuff for the prize wheel.
Oh, that's so cool!
And we are going to divvy up to debunk a spin." And half the money is going to go to the Minnesota AIDS Project and half the money to Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
So that's where
that's
we're going
great.
to divvy that up.
And Planned Parenthood doesn't have an issue with taking your donations?
Well, honestly, it might just, may not be from, we've done it, it's been years past. We've donated to them before, so it hasn't been, been a problem. So I can't imagine that it would be now.
Well, and we've had the great, they're public educators, I guess is kind of their title, two of them from the Minnesota AIDS Project. And they love the publicity and the donations too. So we'll get them back on.
There's going to be, Ox Balls. It's a company that makes cock and ball toys for men. Mm-hmm. Their symbol is an ox. They have sent a piñata shaped like an ox.
Sweet.
And so if you buy something from Ox Balls, you get a good whack at the damn piñata. And of course, so it is I'm like.
And is there stuff in it?
Well, there will be stuff in it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about how to stuff it last week.
And I'm just laughing because it's just, that's right. It is the cutest damn thing. And and then we're gonna hit it with a stick.
I know. I'm starting to get into piñata. I want one now. Just like, I think I'm going to make one for something.
Oh, years and years ago, a friend had a piñata for their daughter, and it was a unicorn. And after spending eons out at festival and the unicorn symbol and all that sort of stuff, the damn thing was so thick it wasn't opening up. So a couple of the grown-ups took a whack at it to see if we could tear it and loosen it up so the kids could smack it. And we're like, is it wrong that we're so gleeful?
Just beating this thing up. You unicorn abusers.
And we even know some of the women that wore the costumes. It wasn't anything against them, but just, years and years of the symbolism on everything. And we're like, oh, this is way too much glee. We're smacking this damn thing. It was very silly.
So let's end this on Colleen, the unicorn killer, today. Yeah, I just need to go. Earlier in the show, I complimented you on how magnanimous you usually are.
No, we did take a. We're like, this is way too much fun, actually.
Well, alrighty then. Have a nice day. Little rainbow to you.
See you next week.